So, welcome back to our little postmortem on the Ember Shrine deck. So we ran our first 2-man and it went admittedly pretty well. We 2-0'd Callblade, the best deck right now. The build he was running was also pretty decent. His draws weren't bad or so, but yeah, we totally got him. And I simply just want to talk a bit about the deck, some other cards that may be worth considering, because the current state of the deck is just its current state, but you gotta keep your build fresh. You gotta tune it to what's changing in the meta, what other decks are doing. So it's not a build that will, stand the test of time. You have to make changes eventually. And to just get you started and get you thinking, maybe, I've got some ideas here. Probably start with Flame Slash. Against the creatures that are just usually out of your range, and that is out of Lightning Bolt range. Flame Slash can really come in handy. Some builds that I've seen are running it as a 4-off, and probably that's a good or right thing to do, or maybe not. So it's just a proposal, and it's just something to keep in mind, because Red has a lot of different burn spells, and Flame Slash is really one of the better ones. If you want to go big, kills a better skull. Or apart from that, I think it's worth looking into. Right, back into the pool with it. Then we have Volt Charge, and I'm not a particular fan of it, so I never even considered running it, but some players do run it with the Shrine deck, and that is simply to level up Koth and Shrine of Burning Rage, or either of those, but paying 3 mana to do 3 damage and proliferate, I just don't see it happening. I'd rather cast, 3 mana for Manic Vandal or a Stagger Shock to proliferate my Shrine as well. Ultimating Koth is an option, but it's never really a game plan, I think. It's just a threat. It's the threat that it's there, and if it happens, if he really gets ultimate, the advantage is huge, but I don't think Volt Charge is good enough, especially against Callblade. They're running like 7-8 counters, and into the Royal. I don't know. I mean, it's also personal preference, what you're willing to run, how your playstyle is, how you want to go into a match. But yeah, Volt Charge could be something worth considering. Kiln Fiend. There's the possibility to run Kiln Fiend mainboard as a 4-off, just for example in place of Manic Vandal here, just to make a quick change. Just to make a quicker, much quicker kill. And that is not very unlikely against Callblade. They're not running that much creature removal. So this could turn out as a pretty much good and valid strategy game 1. Though game 2, I think it gets worse, and they will be much more aware of you running Kiln Fiend, this very dangerous creature, because you're only having instance, and it's pretty good. Also to keep in mind, I think. What else? I just want to show you the pinger. I would say the pinger package. Just 2 creatures that ping well. Spike Shot Elder is in the usual build as a 4-off, as I've told you about in the introduction of this deck here. And he also goes pretty well with the... where's our Teetering Peaks here? Yeah, Teetering Peaks. So that's maybe something you might want to consider trying out. Just boosting Spike Shot Elder to a 3/1 and then attacking for 3 and shooting for 3 ideally. Could be worth it. As an alternative, there's Cunning Spark Mage. I mean, this is not usually not turn 1 drop, I would say, despite, you know, having despite just costing 1 mana, because you want to make use of him as soon as possible, and you just don't want him to be removed before you can really make use of him. So he's probably a turn 2 if you're sure they don't have bolts, or they're not playing red or black, or turn 3, or even turn 4 spell, or even a late game spell. So I don't see the point of running him as a 4-off, or even as a 3-off, probably as a 2-off. Yeah, I think he's fine. Cunning Spark Mage is much more honest in the way that you really cast him turn 3 and can immediately use him for no cost practically. Great way of pinging, creatures. Doesn't work well against Stoneforge Mystics, but it does help fighting the Hawks, the Claws, but I don't see the Claws being much of a problem if you have Arc Trail or so. Sooner or later you're getting the Claws anyway, you're getting them down, just gunning them down because you have so much going on. Yeah, Molten Dragon, Molten Shearing is not something you have to run on this build certainly, but it's pretty sweet. Haven't seen him in action yet, but I think he's pretty explosive, and because he's flying, it's practically, you have something against the Hawks as well, and yeah, it's pretty sweet. Okay, I think that's about it for our very first episode. I think we covered this deck quite well, just as an introduction, just as giving you a glimpse of what to expect, how the power level is. I think the matchup against Callblade is very good. It gets worse against decks that are much more relying on a lot of creatures. I think Tempered Steel is a bit problematic because you can't really do much against enchantments or so. But apart from that, I think Vampires, Callblade, and even Boros are really decent matchups. Red deck wins is a bit problematic, I think, but if you happen to face a lot of red deck wins in your meter, sideboard this in. Dragon's Claw gains you tons of life, and be sure to also play this. What else? Escape me something. Yeah, Dragon's Claw is especially good against. Also, I think even against Boros, it's pretty decent. And apart from that, that pretty much covers it. We don't know yet what other deck we'll be running on the next episode, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. And once I pick up a deck worth looking into, we'll make sure to put up a series. Alright, just tell us in the comments how you like the format, what we could change, what we could alter in one way or another, and we'll be happy to do it. And yeah, see you there.